Hi, my name's Jack Owens. Welcome back to my channel. I haven't done a video for quite a while on here, so I'm now catching up and be doing some more regular videos. We're looking at an unboxing of this LSI SAS controller card. This is recommended by quite a few channels, and I thought I'd buy one because we already installed Unraid using the native onboard controller of the motherboard. So now we've brought this controller on board and see if this makes any difference on speed, read and write speeds. So let's have a look and see what's in the box. Right, so this is the LSI box, controller box. We'll be using solid state SSDs on the first connection there. Obviously, first, so four of these running, and then on the other connector, we're going to have another 4 hard drives. So they're going to be our cache drives. We're going to be using Unraid for those. So what do we get for this? Cost me about £60 or something 60 something pounds off of eBay. I couldn't find any sources in the UK for this, and this is sort of recommended by quite a few YouTube channels. So we thought we'll get it in. It's got no battery on board, but I suppose I can add to that a bit later on. So what do we get in the box? Controller card, bracket, instructions, and CD for drivers and such. Now, because we're using Unraid, Unraid's very much native. It supports. So if you've got a low sort of case, you can change the end piece to that one. Because we've got a standard case, we'll just go with what the card's got anyway. So we're not storing into a server. We built our server. We're just going to be upgrading it to a controller card. So instead of using the onboard one that comes with the hard drive, we're going to be using this instead. So this has 2 channels, and you can have 4 hard drives on each. Or using very clever cables, you can run a lot more than 4 hard drives off them. And I think you can add battery backup on this as well. I think there's one of these here you can probably use, but we'll look at that a bit later. Any battery backup at the moment, a bit later. So that's the card. So there's no external, just all internal. But I had to buy special cables for this because we need them to fit on these, and they don't come with standard 018. And you buy these separately, so they don't come with the controller card. So it has a special interface on one end, which plugs into one of the channels. So it's in nice nicely. We can get it go in the right way on. There you go. And then that gives you 4 drives off of one channel, and I've got a second one, and then plug that onto that one, and you get another 4 drives off of that. So what we're thinking here is we'll be running. Oh, it's a bit tight getting it off the card. But anyway, we'll be running 4 SSD drives on one, and then standard 0.8 hard drives off the second one. So we've got a cache drive system, which will give us roughly about 1 terabyte of cache, and then we're going to have at least 4 3 terabyte hard drives off the second one for long-term storage, and that should give us a really nice configuration. And hopefully, using this card, we'll get a lot more speed out of file and copying from the system. So at that moment, it's been quite sluggish, and I just want to see if I can get more speed out of it as well. And a bit later on, we'll source a battery backup for this to see if there is one compatible that will fit this one. Get that installed as well, because the idea of having the battery backup is to save what's going through on the card. So I'm not sure if this is actually compatible with battery backup or not, but we'll have a little bit look later on. This is the LSI. Get the model numbers now. It's the LSI SAS 9211-8i. So allow me to have 8 ports on this. I'm not sure if it can go up where it's extendable up to more than that, because I know you can. Some of these card models you can go beyond that. Depends on how many PCI Express slots supported. So it's up to 256 SAS and SATA devices. So I suppose with a specialised cable, you can change this to support more on that side. So you can use this in a larger system. It's 6 gigabits per second data transfer speed, which is really good. 8 internal ports, which is from the cables, as we've got at the moment. Low profile PCI for the, so you can put this into a 1 or 2U server. You can use, well, the 1U server, you can use the smaller end piece. You can change that out. Integrated RAID 0, 1, E and 10. Because we're not going to be using the card's RAID itself, we just want all the drives to be seen on the end of the cable. we're going to be using Unraid to do the raiding up itself. So there we go. So it wasn't too bad purchase. £60 gets you the card, drivers, but then you have to buy the cables separately. I think the cables are around about £10 or £15 each. I'll get more details and I'll put them up on the screen for you. I would go for, if you're going to do this seriously, at the moment the drive's quite expensive. I've gone for 500 gig, 500 gig, but I would like to have 4 1 terabyte drives as a cache drive, more the merrier. These come with 3 years warranty, so if you get a failed one, you just take it out, all your data is safe, send it off to Western Digital and you return back as another one. So it's not bad long-term warranty on that side. That's what we like. Yeah, so this is, we're going to put this in one of my dummy systems which is running. I want to see if I take the original drives off the onboard controller, put it onto the control card, and whether it boots up and sees the drives in the right order. Because Unraid does its raiding itself, not the card itself. So I wanted to see if that works. If that works fine, then I'll buy a second one of these and we'll get this installed in the live Unraid server that I've got, and we'll upgrade that server as well. So I like to have one of these in all of my machines, as long as this does show better performance than what the current onboard RAID controller, the motherboard supports. So we'll have a look and see if that's the case or not. If it's not worth spending the money to do it. If it is, it's definitely worth spending the money to do it. So thanks again for watching, guys. If you liked this video, thumbs up. Don't like this video, thumbs down. If you've got any questions on this, please do comment below and I will get back to you as soon as I can, and see you on the next one. Thanks for all the new subscribers. Cheers.